Bonjour mes élèves. Here's something that maybe make it easier for you to understand, a page in the book in chapter 6. Okay, so in chapter 6 we looked at the future. The second part is the double pronouns, how to use two pronouns in the same sentence. So let me go back and remind you what we learned in chapter 1. Remember, it was a chapter about the movies and the theater and things like this. So we've learned, and maybe you remember seeing this in the classroom, that triangle right here. Some of you asked me, why is it for a triangle? And today you're going to know why. Let me remind you what these pronouns are. Me, te, nous, and vous mean me or to me, like you give something to me. You or to you as one person. Us or to us, you and to you. I think you know that because we've used it a lot, as in you give to me, tu me donnes. Then we have le, la, and les. Le means him or it masculine. It is her or it feminine. And then les is, of course, them. As when you say, I like them, which is je les aime. And then we learned lui and leur. I think lui and leur was in chapter 2. Lui, we learned, means to him and to her. And then leur is the plural. It just means to them. Okay, let me give you a couple of examples so that it refreshes your memory here. One pronoun. Here's one example. Tu me donneras un cadeau. You will give, I hope you recognize that this is a future right here. You will give a present to me. So here, me is before the verb. The main rule of the pronouns is, in French, they are always before the verb. Another example, il lui lance le ballon. He throws the ball to him. It could be to her. We don't know. We don't have a context. Again, the pronoun is in front of the verb. Are we good? Now, we've also learned that there were 3 basic rules, and I hope you have this in your notes from chapter 1 and 2. The rules are really essential. Let me show you the rules again. Rule 1, you always remember that the pronouns before the verb. Rule 2, when you have a negative, you always keep the pronoun and the verb together and you put the ne pas around. Let me put this sentence in the negative right here. Tu me donneras un cadeau. If I want to put it in the negative, I will have tu ne me donneras. Stay together so you don't separate the pronoun and the verb, and then you put your pas on the other side and you finish your sentence. Tu ne me donneras pas un cadeau. So rule number 2, in the negative, you never separate the pronoun and the verb. And rule number 3, that's the one we had a little bit more trouble with because it's harder to recognize when it shows up. When you have 2 verbs, and the second one is in the infinitive. In that case, and in that case only, the pronoun is in between. Let me show you an example right now. Je veux vous envoyer des magazines. I want to send magazines to you. You could see right away here that there are 2 verbs. I want to send. And since the second one is in the infinitive, in that case, the pronoun I want to send to you, instead of being in front of the first verb, it's in front of the second one, the one that's in the infinitive. Okay, so let's summarize that. You have the pronouns. You need to know what they mean. And then you have the basic 3 rules, and you need to remember them. Okay, so now, what happens when we happen to have 2 pronouns in the same sentence? Well, it can happen, right? Look at this sentence. Tu me donneras un cadeau. What if I want to say instead of you will give me a present, what if I want to say you will give it to me? Oh mon Dieu! We now have two of them. What do we do? Well, first of all, we figure out what this one is. Un cadeau. It's masculine. It, masculine, right? It's le. Bien. So we already have a me, and now we need to add a le somewhere. Oh well, we're gonna have the verb, donnera. Okay? And now we need to know whether it's gonna be me, le, or le me. How do we know? Ta-da! We follow the triangle, which actually gives you the order of the pronoun. So we have two pronouns. You have me and le. Which one comes first? Can you see? Me is always before le. And you have tu me le donneras. Let's try the second one. Il lui lance le ballon. Let's, instead of saying he throws the ball to him, let's say he throws it to him. Le ballon. It happens to be also le. Masculine, it. Okay, so we have a lui and we have a le. Il lance. Okay, and then we have two. We have a le and a lui, or lui and le. Is it il lui le lance or il le lui lance? We go back to our little triangle and we look at le and lui. Ha! We can see that le is always before lui. Therefore, the order of the two pronouns you have is le lui lance. Il le lui lance. He throws it to him. Okay? So what does that mean? That means that you need to refer to this triangle. You do not need to learn it by heart because it will always be in the classroom, on the wall. You know where it is, right in front of you. And even during tests and quizzes, it'll be right there. However, go back to this video because right now we don't have a classroom and you don't have this in front of you. So replay this video and maybe copy down this triangle so that you remember or you see the order of the pronouns. Okay, one more thing. When you have two pronouns, everything works exactly the same way for the rules. No change. The rules are the same whether you have one pronoun or two pronouns. For example, you could see rule number 1, the two pronouns are in front of the verb. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, if you have a negative, you will keep the two pronouns together according to rule number 2, and you put your ne pas around. No changes compared to when you use only one pronoun. Il ne le lui lance pas. He does not throw it to him. And of course, the last rule is the same. If you want to say that je veux vous envoyer des magazines, you replace des magazines with les, them. I want to send you them. You will know according to the triangle that vous comes before les, and you end up with je. Excuse me, I made an error. Je veux. I want to send them to you. And you could see that the two pronouns are in front of the second verb, the one that's in the infinitive. That's rule number 3 right here. Okay, that's it for now. Please go back and rewind this lesson. It's hard for me to do this and to show you things in writing when I do a Zoom lesson. So go page 185, check this little video for a while until you feel comfortable, and I will see you on Zoom and you can ask all the questions you want. Please check my website for practice exercises.